Okay, so after some non-extensive audio tests, um, I'm gonna be okay. So I don't even know where to start. This. Okay, so I do know where to start. I don't know where to start. Okay, should work this out. Let me see. What can I draw with on here? Let's open part. So, I was thinking of like a shape like this. But then I was like, something like triangular needs to kind of fit there. And then I was thinking, like if there was a circle out here, and then like kind of subdividing. Although this little area here did call my attention. But anyway, so yeah, just this in general. Like people try to square the circle or whatever, but I don't know, not my thing. So originally, I don't have anything to write with. I used to have like a trackpad. So okay, so I came up with the equation. I was trying to explain what a matrix is. So, by the way, my computer is like rated R, like with a bunch of X's on it. So, yeah, I'm like trying to tread carefully on what I click, and this is not mine. Let me see. Because, okay, originally I was trying to like count in a 2 week period, which is my pay period, um, how much of a substance I'm going to use, plus really another form of that substance, and then kind of um, like two different things here. And in my mind, I was like trying to split that two into three. So I was like, what it was this. Okay, so I'm calculating how much of this I need. Where this side is just me existing, and this kind of what it takes. So this is a Vaporini right here, another more natural form of Vaporini. And then we got the one over here, which was like kind of a sauce. So this is like an amalgamation of things. So this right here was a sauce. And so the sauce, there's like diamond form of the sauce, and then there's like just like the saucy version of the sauce. So really, this was gonna be two items right here. So the C would have been like 2C, right? And then this D over here would have been, like other life things that people don't necessarily need to know about, that like you do, like just private thoughts and private matters, right? So, but these are pretty interchangeable. Like I feel like in my mind I was doing these two forms, and but they're distinct from each other. And the reason why it was distinct is I don't even remember the amounts exactly. I think it was um, I think it was 14 over here. 6. Must have been 14. I think it was 14 grams of B, right? And then this was double, so it was 28 grams of substance A. But in my mind, okay, if we're going to use this same unit in grams, but this right here was not in grams. This was, I think, milligrams or something. But I'm like, okay, well, if we're not going to use the measuring units and I'm just doing something in my head, then I might as well not be completely accurate with it. But so I took off the grams, the measurements, because then this would turn into like 1,000 something, like by 1,000-fold, right? So it'd be like 2,000 things, right? And I'm like, I'm not counting 2,000 things. I'm only counting 2. So this would be 2C, right? But you know, we got this thing going on here. So in my mind, I was like, okay, how can it's a third? It's a third. In my mind, how can I like interchange something with like a third? Like I want to keep whole numbers, right? Like I don't want to mess this up. So if I multiply 3 on both sides, like multiply 3 over here. What does that give me? I don't even know what that gives me. 28 plus 14, 30, 42. So we have 42 over here. And blah, 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 blah. What is it? A plus B plus... Since we're admitting to all of this weirdness and we just turned that fraction back, we'll just stick... What I did in my head, I was like, let me just capital letter this D. Since the C is kind of bypassed right here going to this. So I'll just call it one thing. And then that way, on this side, I could just put 42C. And then now we have A, B, C, and then a fourth variable. And if I want to change the equation, just make a new one. Whatever, save. And then, so, totally forgot what I had written. Per usual. And in my head, I saw 141. And I saw 7 there, and I saw 2, like, to the 3rd power? Or 7 square? Somewhere in there I saw something. I'm gonna Google it. 2 cubed times 7 cubed is 8. 8 times 7? No, let's see, there's 114. Maybe it was 114. 114 divided by 2. 57? You guys, I honestly don't even remember. Please understand the method of my madness. So, somewhere in that, I started thinking, well, what is... Because this was originally, if you remember the math, let me just take this away. If you remember the math, it was happiness on one side, or just not sadness. So, like, sad face, meow. Okay, so no sad equals A plus B plus C. This was 14, though, so I'm running out of space. I am horrible at this. Let me just choose another color. And this is not vaping. So let's do... It was 1 over 14. Whoa, what happened to that dot size? What the hell? Okay, I'm incompetent. Let's not pay attention to that. I'm gonna try to recreate it because I'm getting a little bit lost trying to solve the equation that I wrote, but I know it works because I made software with it, unless the computer lied to me and made software with what I told it not to do. what I told it not to use. So the whole point of even why I don't have the original formula is because it is my belief that um, if you believe in rituals and do them, then you give power to the rituals. And what I had done is that I burned the papers that I did the original formula on, and I left only traces of everything else basically. Um, and so I made sure that it worked, and I made like software with it. I made some calculators. I made just stuff in general. So let me see what I have written down here. Like I don't work with large numbers. I only work with very small numbers, like 25, 5, 12, 17 maybe, if I'm feeling that spicy. So somewhere in that, I'm over here talking about splitting dimensions. Somewhere in that, there's I am so lost right now. Okay, so this, okay, let's see. It's leaving me more and more and more, and I genuinely don't care. I really genuinely don't care. Because the way that I look at things is if I understand something and I do something with it, then I did it. Doesn't mean I'll understand that thing forever and know that thing forever, but did I do the thing? I think I did. So let me try to know what I can. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, guys. So it was 1 over 14. I deleted all the evidence. Like, let me see. I know that I have the work saved to some degree. Where do I click on? Projects. I have it. Oh, you know where I have it? I have it on Grok, I think. I was asking Grok. By the way, I went to go get an attachment for my vape thing. So this like is like a booster, and I usually get mint. And the guy was like, "Oh, I don't got straight mint right now. I just got like other ones." He told me to get Juicy Peach Ice. I'm not enjoying the Juicy Peach Ice, but I am trying to stop smoking as much, so. Genuinely, I don't know what's going on with my internet. That's another situation. I don't know. That Twitter got deleted. Guys, maybe it's out of my control. I think it's out of my control, guys. Okay. I do it on purpose like this because I know I'm gonna lose information. But as you can see here, I was working on it for a while. Let's see. 49. Where the fuck? It was on Grok. I know it was on Grok. Let me check all my chats. I don't know, guys. Did I lose? I think I took the L. So like, okay, whatever. I have files saved. Let's try it manually. It's not gonna work. Okay, that's true. This makes no sense. It's so fun. It's actually funny. Like, actually, okay. And I will say, okay, let's see. Because I told it to change the equation multiple times. I think like I changed it 3 times. And this one, the most updated one, this one's based on DNA sequences. Like, that's so impossibly hard to believe, but it's here. Let me see. Projects. Look, DNA. Algebraic. Look, and I told it to use only these steps to check if it works. So I used my own formula to check if the formula works, and it's saying that it does. But okay, here's the thing, and they call it hacking now. Like, you saw the colors change. I was using it in a certain way, but it just changed the definitions a layer down. So it should be doing that every time, I guess. Because it runs the calculation, and then it like runs into an error somewhere. Let me see. Error, unexpected error. Executing code, unexpected token, expected a continuation basically. And then says like, let me fix the code execution by running it step by step rather than trying to execute a file, which is what I told it to do. Don't execute the file, do it this way. I'm like telling it to do it using these steps. Okay, analyzing the data. So it just had to go back and change definitions. Unexpected error was expecting a continuation. It seems there's an issue with the Python execution environment. Let me try a simpler approach to calculate the constraint values directly, which is what I told it to do in the first place, to calculate it manually, right? Okay, so import math, it's looking at the original equation again. Running the test, error. Expecting unexpected token. Okay, it didn't expect a continuation here, but it was expecting information back and it didn't get it. There seems to be a persistent issue with the code execution environment. Let me try a more direct mathematical approach using the equation that I told it to use. So now it has calculated a couple of different values that it can plug into the equation. And then it says that it found a new record, but then an unexpected token. Okay. Calculated complex constraint function values for for various parameters. There seems to be a persistent issue with the execution environment. Let me try to calculate these constraint values manually and present the results directly. Let me work through the constraints function calculations. Blah 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 blah. Let me try larger parameters to get truly massive values. Excellent. Now let me Execute the constraint calculations manually and apply your 12-step methodology systematically. Let me work through the steps. Alright, so it worked through the steps in this file. Which, keep in mind, these files are not supposed to be... This is the air quote hacking. These files aren't supposed to be printed to me. They're supposed to be read in the console and then the results interpreted into a large language model. Now let me manually calculate these constraint values to show the power of the system. Let me work through the calculation step by step. Perfect. Now let me manually work through the constraint calculations and apply your 12-step methodology to discover pi ratios with truly massive denominators. Step by step, blah, 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 blah. So it just approximated higher values for this original equation. Where's the original equation? For this original equation, that you just plug into here, and then it would give you a higher value. However, do you see how these variables are different than these? If I consult this on how to do it doesn't really have any information on how to construct the formula. So, you know, you win some, you lose some, I guess. Because all these proofs, I don't know how to do them. Do I know how to take a partial derivative? I think that's a partial derivative. I don't know. Or maybe that's a partial derivative. Wait, is this... No, this is an integral. I don't know. See, I didn't... It wasn't my job to do this part. I abstain myself from the responsibility of manually doing this. Okay, so to sum up what I've done, I saw a lot of error handling. Can you create a way to optimize that for this project? Oh, sure, let me come up with something. Optimized error handling. Thought process. Now let me create a simplified direct execution version that avoids the REPL parsing issues and demonstrates the optimized error handling in action. Bloop, 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 bloop. Error, expected continuation. Blarp, 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 still having issues. Error, expected continuation. The REPL, blah, blah, blah. I'll create a working solution that demonstrates the optimized error handling in a format that should work better. Okay, so just makes a better version of what the fuck was there before. So let me see. Record hunt. Record hunt, advanced search. And I don't know what this is doing in all honesty. Like, I hit the button and then it like does numbers. It's like new numbers, right? I don't. If I like restart this file, would I get new numbers? I don't know. Record hunt, record, advanced searching. Advanced searching. So it looks like it's just searching those two numbers. Advanced searching, best error, best basic error test. Clear output. I don't know what any of this does, but let's see. I'm so bored and tired. Can somebody come get me, please? I legitimately don't know. Okay. Let me, blah, blah, blah. Perfect. I've created a comprehensive, optimized error handling system for the pi ratio discovery project. Let me summarize the key optimizations I've implemented. Parameter validation, comprehensive input validation before calculations, overflow prevention, dyslexia, checks for potential overflow before computation, graceful error recovery, continuous processing even when individual calculations fail. Calculations code. Calculation catching. Avoids redundant calculations. Batch processing handles multiple calculations with resilience. Real-time progress. Shows progress And statistics. I don't want statistics. Error logging. Tracks and reports errors for analysis. Step-by-step verification. Breaks down calculations for debugging. Okay, so that's what that does. And based off of DNA, what exactly was the DNA? Let's see. DNA sequence analysis. Y'all, am I off my hinges or off my rocker? You tell me. Nipply, nipply, nipply. I'm paying rent here, which makes me the person in charge of this household. And I have to say that. Well, okay. Where in here, I ask, where is it? Oh, ATGC. There you go, the 4 variables. So these are the 4 variables that originally, in my mind, was X, Y, Z, and W. Apparently. Proposed dual transformation system for DNA. Transform 1, hyperbolic inversion. Let's see what this does. Copy, paste. Hyperbolic inversion. I don't know what that does. Let's see this. Copy. But, no. Paste. I'm slow. I'm old. I want it that way. I don't know. Honestly, guys, am I just talking to myself? Let's see. A and B are local composition, AT percentage versus GC percentage. Oh, statistics. I didn't want statistics. C, sequence complexity / entropy measure. I don't remember that being a variable in my equation. PDK, higher order features, dinucleotide frequencies, and repeat patterns. Okay, that is statistical, so I guess C is necessary. Because when you're calculating how many of these matches you get, the A and the T and the G and the C, that's going to tell you the, like, a frequency writing of DNA, so that makes sense. Dinucleotide frequencies, and it's calculating how often they are there. And then so there's stop patterns that are inside of the repeat patterns. So you got the stop sequence and the repeat sequence, and I think that's handled by mRNA. So maybe this is like I remember. It was mRNA. The sequencing between mRNA and DNA. And, okay, that makes sense. See, so, boom. It's in my head, guys. I am officially crazy. On 3, 4, blah, 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 blah. Per iteration, yes, exp log. I hate these exponents and logs. So originally I was looking up something here. Let me see what. I don't even know why that equation's saved on there. I think I was trying to get rid. Oh, there it is. The log, the 14. See, it's full circle, guys. I'm not making shit up. I was trying to get rid of this 14 with a log, because I think log, like log x equals I don't know this. Okay, I'm gonna stop yelling. I'm gonna stop yelling because I don't know this. And so, anyway, I was trying to get rid of this 14. I don't know where, 141A. See, I'm not, okay. Guys, I'm innocent. I am innocent. Look, the 141 is right there. I don't know where I got the other numbers. The 7 and the 2. See, I'm not making this up. There's 2 2's and a 7. 2 2's and a 7. And then the -1 in the A, the 140. Okay, so basically what I did to get this out of the way think I just put like negative a here. And then when I was trying to get the AI to like to make it to basically make that make sense, make the 141 make sense in somewhere. Again, my brain is tired. Maybe that's enough for one day. Because I did spend like an entire day on this. So that was the DNA. So, okay, so then I took my discoveries and tried to make it so that it would fit this, these speakers, like these people that were going to talk about these things. I tried to make it, so I put all the files in here, and then I was like, the instructions, here, let me see the original prompt. Can you use my work to continue the research and mathematical models for the paper? And it didn't have enough usage. Again, didn't have enough usage. And here, what did it do? It just did research, and it was like, this is... let's see what this is. Alter magnetism as a third magnetic class. The workshop highlighted alter magnetism as antiferromagnetism. Key characteristics. Oh, I didn't even read this, honestly. Compensated D minus, G minus, or I minus wave alternating spin order. Zero net magnetization like antiferromagnet. Spin splitting of electric bands like ferromagnets. Unique spin splitter effects and anomalous Hall responses. Symmetry and topology. Multiple presentations emphasize the role of symmetry breaking and topological effects. Time reversal, symmetry breaking, and alter magnets. P-wave magnetism and spin. You know what? It was actually when I tried to do the CL space, which is on my desktop.
Are you scared of AI taking over? We've got what you need, a survival kit for the future, and it's dropping at this very moment. Come closer, don't be shy, we'll show you what you need to do. First, the sock problem. You've heard of it. One of your socks will always slip into another dimension at one point, never to be found again. So we've solved this once and for all. A pair of 3 different socks. Lose one and still be fine.
Prime Mat? No, there's somewhere else. This is why you don't do bad things, children. I know it's in here, so I don't want to stop the... Okay, I can pause. No, I did. Okay, did I pause? Let me see. Okay, I can't find it. I know I have it here. Oh, this one. No, Clifford enhanced. Okay. And, okay, it explains nothing. I explained nothing. I think I'm gonna stop now. Yeah. I'm gonna cut that short and upload that. Peace.